and I'm born in village Nagar, district Jalandhar, Punjab, India.
What kind of family were you born into?
Well, born in a Sikh family, they call him Jat, like farmer. And my father actually is not a farmer, he was a government officer, but we belong to farmer family. Religion is Sikh.
Okay, so you were saying that your father was a government officer.
Yeah.
Although you were a Jat, farmer.
Yeah.
So what did that mean, that he was a government officer? What kind of work did he have to do?
He's working in the cooperative, big cooperative society which dealing with the banks and a lot of other, Punjab, the area Punjab where they're dealing with a lot of cooperation societies and dealing with a lot of office work, and banks and cooperation, like big societies dealing with the farmers and all.
So where did he work?
In
which town?
Jalandhar.
In Jalandhar. Okay.
City Jalandhar. That's where the big district is. Then he moved to, when they make a Chandigarh, a big office in Chandigarh, he moved to Chandigarh in 1963 in Sector 17, where all the government offices in Chandigarh, Punjab. See, they all little offices from every district. When they complete Chandigarh, they move all the offices in Chandigarh. So he moved to Chandigarh. Then he retired from there actually he's come here, this country, to see my grandchildren because I'm married here. And then he suddenly passed away here. But when he come here to see us, he should go back and retire. But suddenly it happened here, he passed away. So I have 2 children that time, 1 boy, 1 girl. I used to live down Park Village, Leslie Road. That's my first house.
Right. Sorry, I'll take you back first. I'll take you back to your childhood. So your dad worked, as you said, for
society, Punjab Cooperative Society they call them, which are dealing with the banks and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was your childhood like? Was it different to your neighbours? I mean,
no, we have because my father was a government officer and he earned a good living, and we got to own our own land. So my uncle was working on our land, and his father earned every monthly wages. So we have a very good living in the village, and me and my young brother, we are both educated in the same school, which is primary school in our village, then high school in our village, and then I passed my high school exam in 1960. Then my father get the job for me in the same society where he work.
Right.
So I worked there for more than a year. Then I come to England because my uncle.
Sorry, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਫੜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਥੱਲੇ ਪਈ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼?
ਹਾਂ
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ. You were saying your dad got you a job in the place where he worked?
Well, it's one of his department, one of his, because this buildings, corporate society is very big organization, and there are a lot of branches, and he get me a job, is in the same organization as a clerk. So I work there more than a year. Then my cousin, my sent for me, sponsor, and I come in England 12th of June 1962.
Why did your cousin send for you? Did you know your cousin was sending for you, or?
I asked him, because I like to come to England, because my 3 uncle here, my old cousin here, and we got that's my mother's side, But then I have some other relation in this country, so I like to come here to make my life more better. What I have back home. So
you thought in India you had the knowledge to think, if I go to England, life would be better.
yeah. So
did you have any other ideas in your head about what England was going to be like in terms of anything, culture, weather, anything?
well, I heard a lot about, because my uncle was here. He been back a couple of times to India. I always see him, and we're talking to him is what sort of life is there, and we contact each other on the letters, and I think his life is more better, and I can progress. But maybe I'm a clerk in India in one office. Maybe I could be head clerk after a couple of years. I think that my life will be better here than what is there. So I got an opportunity because I got an uncle here who sponsored me. Because a lot of people can't come because nobody can sponsor them. So I have an opportunity. So I asked him, I wrote a letter to him, and he sent me a sponsor form. And
how long did that take?
Well, when they send you a sponsor form, you have to apply for passport, prove them that you got somebody there through all the making inquiry through the police and through the village, and once you get the passport, those days you can come here.
So you said your uncle sent for you.
Yeah.
And then so what did you have to leave behind in India? Did you leave any people behind?
Yeah, when I come 1960 to have my brother, my sister, and I have a very young nephew and niece, and my young brother, and my whole family was a mother, father, young brother. My sister, she's elder and she was married and she had 2 children, and brother-in-law. I left all behind.
Did you find it difficult to leave them?
It was, yes. Yeah. It was a very sad time when I left the village. And
how old were you?
I was about 17 and a half when I left. Then it's a bit hard for me to get settled down for a few months. Even my uncle helped me a lot. They got a family here. My cousin got his wife and he got little children. But still, leave your mother, father, and because my brother and me was very close. Sometimes you were fighting with brother, but me and my young brother, we were very close. We used to go to the same school, and and it was hard for me for a couple of months, till I used to it after,
What were your first impressions did you travel? How did you travel here?
I'll come by, they call it British, now they call him BA. It used to be BOAC. That was that big name those by air, British, they call him British Overseas Airline Company, and I traveled with him and landed in Heathrow, 12th of June 1962.
And what did you think when you?
Nobody there because I sent a telegram. Is nobody there to receive me because the telegram get late. So I hurried I see the bloke there because work in the office back home. I can speak and read English very well.
Yeah.
So I asked the bloke, show me the address. And that address was a South Hall address, And he asked me, have you got some money with you? I said, yes, I got a £3.50. £3 note and 1 10-shilling note. Maybe you didn't see them. And I showed him I got this. He said, you give this note to the taxi driver. And he called the taxi, and taxi driver, I showed the letter, address to the taxi driver. He said, okay. And then my luggage in the taxi and dropped me right in front of the house. And I gave them 10-shilling note. There was a red one those days, and he charged me 2 and 6 from the airport, Heathrow Airport, to South Hall. Is 141 Western Road, South Hall, and he gave me the change back. I didn't know what they give me back, but my relative told me he charged me 2 and 6.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and told me that. Then I met my old cousin there. They said, was somebody on the way to the airport to pick you up? I said, well, and they said we got a telegram late. So I said I arrived there, and knowing English, I have no much problem. But if I'm not having English, it's going to be a problem. But I look surprised first when I look all the houses the same and all. And I was look different to me for a couple of days. But then I'm used to it.
What was the weather like
Cold.
in June?
Well, compared to India, because India was, when you come from India in June or July, it was very hot there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I come here, I feel a bit cold because I'm in June now. So compared to coming very, very hot, and you know, yeah, and I wear it turban and everything. You know, it's bit, because you're traveling from Punjab to New Delhi to by aeroplane is not like now. It used to be taken longer.
Right.
The first experience to travel by air, you know, and I feel a bit, different for a couple of days. I could say for a week, you know. Then
were there many Indians?
Not in the South or now, because I didn't get to work straight away, and the first job I get is 2nd of July. That means 20 days after. My cousin take me out to look for jobs. So I get my first job in one small factory, which is about 12 miles from South Hall. The place called Collinbrook, you know, just past the Heathrow Airport.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a job there. This little factory, they make a wooden cabinet for the nursery people, you know, school. I work there, and it's not many buses go there, and so I travel by. My uncle said, what are you going to do? I said, well, and I go by bike, you know, I have
12 miles every day?
Every day, yeah. I go in the morning, in the evening. It's all right. I worked there for 1 year.
What were you actually doing there? Were you making...
we making you know, the wood come from outside. We used to cut them in sizes and plane them to make it clear.
Yeah,
and
smooth.
say this table, you cut these 4 legs and they make with the machines, you know. And there was 2 blocks, one Jamaican and one male. We both work on the machine. One put the wood on one side, another side the wood coming very clean and all clean, and then we cut them in the sizes and send to the next shop where the other guy make the pattern on them and they make a furniture.
Did you enjoy that work?
There's no any other Asian work there. There's 1 or 2 West Indian work there, and I work with one, and most of the young English boys. And first couple of days, they're not. I think they're funny because I don't speak much English, and I used to sit with my bloke, you know, who I work with, the West Indian guy. He's a lot older than me.
Yeah.
So I sit with him, and then after a week or 2, and that West Indian told me, he said, look, you are young. I was only 17 and a half. He said, go on. In the dinner time, I used to play football with him. Then within 1 or 2 weeks up, pick more English and start to laugh and joke with him. Then I have no problem after that, because for 2 weeks they was bit they're not jealous to me, because you don't see many Indian those days in that time, you know. But being speak the way they speak the English, so with a mix up with them, I always feel one of them. I walk with, you know, play football with them, laugh and joke, and, you know, talk about in the football, because I used to play football by myself. So, you know, America make with them. I worked there for 1 year. And if something happened to the factory and they lost a job, and, you know, then I lost the job on Friday. There was about 15 of us, and we all get our card and money. I come home and was very upset. My uncle said, what's happened? I said, well, they gave us all car. He said, why? I said, well. Then he said, oh, don't worry, you get another job. So Monday morning, I get up, get my bike out and start, because that was more after 1 year, you see, then I know more used to it, this country. And go on some places with my bike to look for a job. And I left home about 8:30. I go all over the place and didn't get a job nowhere. It was 2:30. I said, oh, but I'm going home now. That was other place near the airport, because I know that area, ride the bike every morning and evening. They call West Drayton, the other little town.
Yeah.
West Drayton is. I said, there is a little gate there. I said, I'll read the name. I go through the gate. As you go through the gate, there's a big house, and I look at this little inquiry office. I knock the window, and the girl opened the window. I said, is there any jobs going? And she said, she looked back, and there's other bloke standing behind her. And that bloke said to me, you speak English? I said, yes, I speak English. You write English? I said, yes, I can write English. He said, leave your bike on the corner, come in the office. So I leave my bike there, And he said, don't afraid, nobody pick your bike, you just come through the door. I go through the door. He said, here's a form, fill the form. I look at the form, it was only a name and address. I filled the name and he says, oh, you can write very good. I said, yes, I can write, I can read. And he just laughed and joked with me, so I filled the form, signed. He said, you doing anything these days? I said, no, I lost my job last Friday. He said, what's happened? I said, well, he said, did they sack you? I said, no, they don't sack me. Give you sack, that means something wrong. I said, no, there's no work. He said, oh, that's all right then, Then I told him there's no work, He said, okay then, when you can come to work? I said, I'll come to work tomorrow morning. He said, okay, come to work tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. Report here, which office I come.
Where you were. Yeah. What were you doing? What was the work going to be about?
He said, you're going to work in the mill. He said, that's a paint factory. They make a paint for the cars, Oh, the factory is named Valentine and Liquor. They make a paint for all the cars. So he said, your job is you filling the tin or the big can when the paint is ready. In the mill, make a paint every night. What they do, they put the mix in the mill. The mill running all night, mixing and making a paint. And in the morning, when the paint is ready, they open the mill, because these big drums, you fill the can, like now there was a liter can. Well, those days a gallon and half a gallon and quarter gallon. But they said, okay, fill 50 that size, 20 that size. So me and my other mate, one was filling, put them on the side, other one put a lid on with a machine and rack them up. That was my job.
Did you have to wear any protective?
No, not now. Because when the paint ready, they leave that mill stand still for more than 2 hours, open the top and then get all the fumes out, and the gate was open on both sides. So there was no problem there, no any smell or no. But it's inside work, So I worked there for a couple of months. He's one of my cousin, live in Banbury, Oxon. And he worked in a bakery, Banbury Bakery. He come to see me in Southall because he sees his cousin and his brother there, because he's my uncle's son, he's my uncle live in Southall and that cousin might live in Banbury. He come to see me, he said, I'm in Banbury, was a very small town those days. He said, why don't you come with me there? You alone here, I'm alone there. And he said, I work in in bakeries we make all the breads. He said, you get more money, because those days you change the job for more money.
Because there were so many jobs going around.
Yeah. So I said, okay then. He said, now you, well, my uncle said, okay, if he get a job for you there, you go there, you both brother live there, and he's alone, and it's company for him. And I said, all right then. He come back on the weekend, and same week Friday he ring me to Southall. He said, actually he can't speak English, can't write, but he got a job. He said, write a little letter, you know, which we have mentioned that he's my cousin, and because of he going to get his family back from India. He sent a form for me. He don't speak much English. If I write a letter to foreman, he said, if you get me job with him in the bakeries, I'll come live with him and help him. He's with the family, and we both live together, you know, thing like that. He gave the letter to the foreman when he come back Monday, and foreman told him on Friday, they used to call him Tarazan. He said, Tarazan, get your brother, we got a job for him. So he rang me on Friday, and he said, you got a job here? And I said, well, I can't come Monday because I have to give a notice where I worked before. Otherwise, if you don't give a notice, you lose a week's money. He said, okay, you talk to my foreman. I talked to his foreman. I told him, I said, look, I'm working at the moment. If I leave a job today, then I lose money. He said, no, don't come this Monday, come next Monday. There's a job here for you. So I gave a notice for a week, then left the job there and come to live with my cousin in Banbury, Oxon from 1963 till 1964.
So when did you move to Wolverhampton?
I took come the later.
Okay.
So then 64, my own brother, cousin brother from India. The Boche system start after that. So my two cousins, my chachas, from my own side family, come from India. We play together, those, and they come in this country, and I went to see them. They live in Hounslow. They said, why you live alone there, because by the time my cousin here in Banbury, he got his family, so they live happily with his children. He said, why you live there? Come on, you live with us here, we work together. They work in one factory, 3 of them together. He said, we get the job for you here. I said, okay. We work in the factory where they make the rubber factory, little small rubber factory. They make a little parts for all different, for the car, shock adjusters and all. Is press work actually. Is the rubber, the molding into hard, I said, okay. He says, better money there, because it's always you look for more. I said, okay. And where I work in Banbury is work at the night time. Where the work there is daytime. So I said, okay, they get a job for me there, and I'll go back to work there and with them. We'll have a good time there because we grew up together back home. So we 4 of us, and one of bought a car, and we go into work in the car, come back, live together in one. We hire a 2 room, live together, and no problem. So the holiday come in 1965, the summer holiday. I have a relation live in Wolverhampton. So I said, well, I'm doing here, let's go to Wolverhampton to see them. So I come here and see them, and she's my, from a relation, she's my sister, cousin, and her husband work in the buses. They live in Bushbury Lane,
Yeah.
He work in the buses as a conductor, and my sister said, look, you live there, and why don't you come live with us, and because there we make our things ourselves, make our own dinner and rotis ourselves. He said, well, if you come here, you can more make a roti here and a good job. And I said, oh, they really said, "Oh, you come here." My nieces, the nephew said, "Oh, come here, uncle. We live together." And all said, I said, "Well, I try. I try. I come on the weekend, Saturday. On Monday, I go to the Goodyears because Goodyears only cross the road. I go for a job there. They have no job. So my brother-in-law, my sister, she said, "Why don't you try in the buses?" I said, "All right." It took me on Tuesday morning. It took me to the buses where they take the test. They take a test Tuesday and Wednesday. So when I come to the, by the depot, by the Royal Hospital, with the big depot there, I come there, there's about 40 people waiting. I said, "Bloody hell, there's a lot of people waiting." And the bloke come with his paper in his hand. He said, "All follow me." And we follow him. Go in the back room, and he gave us a question mark, question mark. He said, "There's a question on there. You answer all those questions. And if you do that question, then we go from there." So I said, "This question mark we done back home is only if you sold 2.5 pence tickets, so many, how many make a pounds and pennies? Because those days you got a 12 pennies in a shilling, and then you got a 20 shilling in a pound, and so and so." I said, "You got a halfpennies there, those days, little halfpenny, 2 halfpenny in a, Yeah. So he said, if you sell so many tickets for 2.5 pence, how many pounds you make, how many shillings you make?" There was 5 or 6 questions, You done all the question, add up, and he look at the form, because they know if he add up figures right, they say you done it. So out of about 35, about 8 people passed the test.
Okay.
And out of the 8, he don't want very old people there. So he said to the other 4, he said, "You're over 40. He said, "No." He said, "Yes." I said, "Bring your passport tomorrow. I want to check your date of birth, check your age." And 4 of us, he said, I said, "Shall I bring mine?" I said, "I have no passport, I live in..." He said, No, I don't need yours. You're all young." He said, "It's all right." He said, "Give me the form." The other 3, the out this 8. He said, 4, "If you want to bring your passport tomorrow, fill the form." They said, no. They left. There were only 4 left there. And we all Asians, And he gave us a form. And a lot of West Indians that day, they never passed the test. I don't know why. So we filled the form. He looked at the form. He said, "Okay. They ask of all of us when you can start." I said, "Look, I'll work." No, he didn't ask about when you. He said, "Now you fill the form. You go for medical." And I said, "I don't know where the Wolverhampton is." He said, "You're 4 of us going to Wolverhampton for medical." He gave us address and gave us a letter. He said, "When you get on the bus, show the letter to the bus conductor. Otherwise, you're going to charge you the fare." We got the letter. We come out of the office, fill the form. That was up to about 11:30 the time, He said, "You go for medical 2 o'clock. I said, "I'm not going back home." We 4 of us started talking to each other. We go in the pub, have a few pints. 1:30 we left the pub, jump on the bus, and there was a medical taken. And we're in High Road, Brooklyn Parade. There's got a doctor there, and we show the letter. And 4 of us, he just only check the eyesight and check your urine and muscle, and he said arm. He said, "Okay, you passed the test." I come back, give them a letter. The bloke said, "When you can start?" He said, "You can start Monday, next Monday." I said, "No." I said, "I'm on holiday this week, till this weekend. Then I'm going back, because I write the address of my factory where it was." I said, "I have to give them a notice, otherwise I'm going to lose my money." I said, "I can start so and so date." He said, "No problem, you can." He gave me the letter. He said, "You can report in this office so and so date." That was he said, "You report here according to the date, 2nd of June 1965. I start 2nd of June 1965. as a bus conductor. And from there, was a conductor till February 22nd of February 1966. I was till conductor. Then I go on to learn a drive because the corporation give you the tuition. So I go to learn a drive, you know. So within 3 weeks, I learn a drive and do my work as a conductor in the evening. So I become a driver in February, 26th of February, as a full PSP driver. I driver till 5th of June 1978. I was a driver on all over the place in Wolverhampton, you know. My famous route was a 59, go to Winsfield. Work on one route for 9.5 years.
How did you find that?
Oh, no problem.
Did you still find it interesting after?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed
the same route?
Yeah, because see, being work on one route, you know all of them. You have no problem. I mean, even if I walk down there today, the people said, last Saturday is a problem. I was standing as a inspector. The young boy come. He said, "I know you." I said, "Do you?" He said, "I know you." He said, I know you since I'm that. He said, "Since I'm that high, I know you." I said, "Well, you're a big lad now." He said, "I used to get on your bus. I used to get on your bus with my mom." I said, "Well, time goes, innit?" He said, "You in this town from a long time," because my appearance didn't change much. So I enjoy there. Then one of my driver, when we work together, he's Irish. He's a good friend of mine. I always am very friendly with all races. So he become an inspector. Then he become a garage superintendent. I was working Parkland garage then, and I used to, when he was becoming inspector, I used to laugh and joke with him, because we worked together as a driver. When he come to superintendent, and I used to call him Big Gaffer. He always, he used to say to me, "Look, don't deal with me like as a driver." I said, and one day called him in the office. He said, "Driver Chauhan, did you ever think about to go any above?" I said, "No, I'm all right. I just live across the road. I used to live in Leslie Road, I said, "I'm enjoying driving." I said, "Do you have any problem with me?" He said, No. I have no. He said, "I check your record. I have no problem. No, nothing in your record." He said, "I want you this side of the fence." I said, "What do you mean by this side of the fence?" He said, "I want you to become an inspector." I said, No. I'm happy what I'm doing. You see, I mean, we're a good group of a driver. We have a laugh and joke, He said, No. He said, "There's a jobs going. They needed 2 inspectors, 3 inspectors to retire." He said, "Here's a form. Fill the form." I said, No. Because my brother, your young brother, he's working the buses as well, say. I sent for him 1968, right? And when he come here, I get him a job on the buses. And because he's got more education than me, he was working inside the office as a dispatch clerk. He said, "Okay, I see your brother Josh." They call him Josh, And when he come home, he bring the form with him. He said, "Look, Glenn," he was a chap called Glenn. He said, "John Glenn, give me the form to give it to you to fill it. He wanted you to apply for inspector job." I said, "No, Josh, leave it. I don't want that." No, he said, "What are you going to lose? Fill the form." I filled the form because my brother said, "Oh, you're not going to driving all your life." So I filled the form and give it to him next day in the office. About a week later, he called me and he said, "Now you go for the inspector's test." I said, "What test?" He said, "You go there, I'll go there for test." There was 2.5 hour test. He asks you all about the rule of regulations, some question marks, some to write a report, to write a little essay, to you just try to find out if you can write English, because as an inspector you do a lot of writing, do a lot of reports and all sort of thing. I've been through the test, and after after 1 week, there were 52 or 53 people go for the test, right? It's only about 10 gone through the test, and then you go for inspector training at Paribas, Birmingham Paribas. They got a big center there, and after that 1 week training, they took a test again, and then interview in front of the panel, and then we become inspector. So
you were saying about the test?
Yeah, well, after all the tests, we only come about after about 7 or 8 people come through all these tests and everything. They go for an interview in front of about three people, 2 managers and 1 superintendent. They ask you also a question again. You sit each other in front of them, and if you went through the interview, then you become inspector. So I become inspector in 5th of June 1978. I carry on inspector job, and a lot of things change, and they send us for a management course. I've been for a management course in this from a college, 1980. It's more further
training.
There was 36-week course. We attend the class full day course, one day. Every Thursday we go there 2 till 9 in the evening, and for 36 weeks, and then you go for proper examination. And
what was the training in? I know you were in.
It's all about the train, all about the transports.
Okay.
All about the accounts. All about the rule of regulations. I'm certified with that thing. If I can run a bus company, okay. I can.
Okay.
They show you how you can operate other company, what you need, how the way you go, all sort of training for road traffic and everything, rule of regulation for transport and all, you have to be certified. They call them a NEBS course, is small name, NB, some transport, NEBS course, and you've been through that, and they certify you, and you become a member of one of the transport organization. If I apply for run a bus, for a license to run a bus company, I have no problem, because I've been through. You have to be certain part for supervision service and pass that test. Like that Mr. Banga, he was one of the Banga buses running in the town.
Yeah.
And we worked together as an inspector. Mr. Banga used to inspect with me.
Right, and now he's got his own bus company.
Yeah, because he passed all that exam what I passed. So so I carry on the inspector job with a lot of changes coming in till 16th of November 1996. They offer me early retirement because company they don't want so many inspectors, because the company owned by National Express. National Express is a private company, and they're cutting their cost, you could say that, and they offer me a good deal, and I took a early retirement with a pension, because I contribute my pension the day I start with the company, and they offer me a good deal, and I took it. Then after 2 weeks, I'm looking for another part-time job, But my young brother told my manager he's looking for a part-time job. And my manager wrote me a letter. He said, if you want a job, part-time job, come to see me. I went to see him. He said, when you can start back? And I said, well, it's 16 November. I'm not going to start before the Christmas. I want to Christmas off.
Mm-hmm.
He said, alright then, start after Christmas. I start back part-time, 20 hours a week. This is my agreement. But I offer him, I said, if you stuck or you need more my service sometime, because I know all the jobs around, say. I said, if you need, sometime you stuck, I can do a couple hours extra. He said, oh, that's good enough, So I start back 29th of December 1996 back again. Same job as inspector, but different name. He said, I can't call you, but you do this role of inspector,
mm-hmm.
but I give you the different name.
Title, yeah.
The title, like they call me service auditor.
They call you?
Service auditor.
Auditor.
Yeah. So I'm doing the same job is what I do as an inspector,
mm-hmm.
or same function,
mm-hmm.
nothing, no difference. Checker buses, time buses, everything.
Have you enjoyed your work in the buses?
Oh yeah. That's what, because on the buses is first of all is a clean job. Second is you got a regular income. That's what we Asian look first. If you work in the factories is always up and down. But on the buses is regular unless you do something wrong, But in clean jobs, and you met a lot of people. I enjoy met people, talk to them, and because that's the way I do 4 hours now. You never even notice when the 4 hours is gone.
Because you enjoy your work.
Yeah. So knowing that I have no problem with my work because doing for so long.
Okay, you say you enjoy meeting people, talking to people. On a shift when you work now as an inspector, services auditor.
Yeah.
What kind of things do you get to talk to people about? I mean,
well, people always talk the different thing. They make a lot of similar to my job. See, like I've been standing on the bus stop now, and people come for ask so many things. Whether where you can buses, what time the bus come. Even the people ask you when you're in a uniform. They ask you, can you tell me where the shop is, where the where the court is? Can you tell me where the borough office is? Can you tell me where the civic center is? And it's all actually is information of all the town plus the buses.
Because you have a uniform on, you think people see you as authority in a sense.
They say you're authority, and they said, oh, he may be now, he's an inspector, he's walk all over the place, he may be now. Even the people stop the car by you to of a direction of the road, because people their mind, the chap in a uniform, especially in the transport, not stand still in one place, which I don't. I go everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The driver see me in a dirty one. Standing there within half an hour or 3/4 an hour, they see me standing in Wolverhampton or Sedgley or Bilston, because
that's the nature of the job.
The job, I go everywhere, Okay. So doing that, you have a more see the area. You automatically you got more knowledge about the area. So since now walking in the Wolverhampton from the last 35 years, there's no problem. People have a lot of questions, not same the buses, a lot of other things, and which is helpful to. Didn't bother me because I just only can tell them it could help the other people.
Okay, so you're a married man. Can you tell me how you met your wife? Or?
Well, 1967, I get married. My wife's parents live in Wolverhampton. They used to have a shop in Red Cross Street. He's knocked down now.
Where is Red Cross Street? It's near.
He's near the Molyneux.
Okay.
My late father-in-law got a shop there, and one of my relation used to come to their house. He come to visit them, and he's Indian got arranged marriages, and they tell each other they got a girl to married and boy to married. And this my father-in-law asked, that's my relation. He said, if you know anybody who your relation, any young chap to, because you got a daughter to marry. And then my he said, I have a cousin live in Wolverhampton. He's a conductor here. We asked him, he got the similar age of your daughter. So he got my address. He gave me a call on the phone. He said, I'm in Wolverhampton, so and so address. Can you come to see me? I said, okay. I was at home. I went to see him. I was in a uniform because I said, from I see him there, I go to work after. I went to find this. I went to come to the shop. I said, so and so chap here, he's my relation. Can I go see him? I go through the shop, and I went to see him. Is no any kind of in my.
You had no knowledge.
No knowledge about that, but they got their knowledge, So I talked to my cousin and his wife and his children, laugh and joke, and have a cup of tea, and we'll sit with them about 1.5 hours, and they live in the south, all right. They come here, then they go to Glasgow. They got a relation there. They make a halfway visit,
journey,
I said, I'm going now. He said, go to work about 2 o'clock something. He said, okay then, thank you very much to see us and all sort of thing. But I have no knowledge in my mind that some reason behind it. Anyhow, I go to work. A couple of days later, I receive a telephone call from my relation. He said, when you come to, you see that girl standing in the kitchen? I said, I don't go to people's house to look at the girls. I said, I come to see you. He said, did you have a glance? I said, not really, So, and he said, okay, then are you going to India to get, those days, when young people come and they go back to India, get married and come back like he did, Gurmail, he went to India, So I said, oh, no. If I go to India, it cost me money. I said, I'm thinking to get married here. Then the money which I'm going to spend to go back India and come back, I could buy a house for that. He said, okay, then there's a shopkeeper, they got a daughter there, they want to look for it. Well, I said, well, talk to them. He said, okay. I said, I want to see the girl before I get married because I want to, it's you could say kind of a half and half arranged marriage. And he said, or rather we can arrange that. They come to talk to me and ask me my village and where I belong to, and I tell them my address from back home, and make a connection. And I wrote to my father, that the people from so and so village want to, get me married. So I still needed their permission.
Sure.
So everything, my father said, okay, if you're happy, do that. And I said, everything's arranged, and I said, I'm going to see the girl, before I get to marry. I don't want to, He said, okay, you come down to our house. And then a couple of days later, I'll go with my sister, where I'm living with. We went to see her. And then I said, okay. So I get married in 1967. But I promised them, I said, I don't get married till I'm going to buy my own house. He said, okay, we can wait. We do the engagement and everything,
Yeah.
So I get engaged in 1966. And then I already saved some money. So then saved some more. And I bought a first house in 77 Leslie Road, Park Village. It cost me 1,850. The terrace house. And I bought that house in January, I think. January, February 67. I got married in June in...
67.
No, I get that house in November 66 and get married in 15th of January 67. So, and I will live there, and my son born in 15th of June 69. That's my first child.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a little daughter after, which is born in September 70. And then I have these two children, and we was living very happily there. My wife, she can speak English because she used to work in a shop, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We were all right living there. No problem.
So you said that was your first home. Did you buy a second home after that?
What?
You said your first home was 84 Leslie Road?
No, that's 77.
Sorry, 77 Leslie Road.
Yeah. Then
Park Village.
yeah. Then I sent for my brother, my young brother.
Mm-hmm.
I arranged a marriage. His mother married with my young sister-in-law,
Mm-hmm.
and he come in this country in June 68. I get him married, and we are both brother and they are both sisters.
Mm-hmm.
We lived together
Mm-hmm.
for a while. Then because of a double family, we look for a bigger house. So we buy a 4-bedroom house in June 75, which is on Milton Road, house number 75. We bought in 1975, Milton Road, Fallings Park, Wolverhampton.
Mm-hmm.
So we live there because that's a big house, 4-bedroom house, and my brother didn't have any child though that time, but I have a 2 child, and we lived there till about 82.
Mm-hmm.
Then my brother have two boys, and then 82, because the children get bigger, they need more rooms, and because then he moved away, he bought a house in Oxley, and I live there till then my children grow up, and my boy get married in 1989. I married off in Birmingham, the girl from Birmingham, and my daughter get married in 1990. That boy at Birmingham from as well, and then they all live very happily now. My daughter live in London now, a place called Well Garden City near London, but my boy live in Wolverhampton, the Dunstall Park.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter-in-law, she's a dentist nurse, and my daughter, she was work for an insurance company, but she have two children now, and one little boy, one little girl, and she's at home now. But my son-in-law, he's a computer programmer. He write a program for a big company now, so they live very happily in Well Garden City, and my son live very happily. That Dunstall Park with all the new houses. I help him to buy a house, give me some money to buy a house, because give me a good start. Same thing I did with my daughter.
So, since you first came here, do you think Wolverhampton has changed a lot?
Oh, Wolverhampton, the ring road, the ring road, it was not here. While I'm in Wolverhampton, they built the ring road, and the Stafford Street, where the Stafford Street is, where the college is, it used to be a single road. There was no dual carriageway there. And since I've come into Wolverhampton, almost outer circle of Wolverhampton, like all knocked down and rebuilt. When I moved in Wolverhampton, there used to be 2 railway stations. They call them low level and high level.
Oh yeah.
There's if you look Wolverhampton from last now to say is complete difference altogether. I mean, the Queen Square used to be that, that statue used to be in the middle, and everything go round.
Right.
Now they put him on the side, don't they, and make him more. That was a Queen Square in Wolverhampton. It used to be a very, very famous spot in Wolverhampton. Used to be a little roundabout there. The statue is in the middle. Everything go round and like this. That Bolfona Centre is not there. The building city by the opposite where the metro is. There used to be the pub. Midshire building city used to be a pub there. The Dudley buses start from there. Trolley buses.
Do you remember what the pub was called?
Oh, bloody hell. No. Is it Garrick something they call me? Because Garrick
Street, yeah.
The Garrick Street. The pub is named Garrick something as well. And where the metro is, there used to be a road there. The police station, Bilston Street police used to be a road there. There's cinemas there. Clifton Cinemas, I think, something very small cinema. The cinemas opposite. There's 2 cinemas there. And there's the Wilkinson. There was a big cinema called Gomet. It's all knocked down. And there used to be the cinema in Skinner Street. They're still there. They're Bingo Hall now. There used to be that cinema. There's 2 in Bilston Street. This is very only narrow street there. That new police station is only built a few years now.
Oh, yeah.
There was no Crown Court here, by the bus station.
Yeah.
The bus station built after. There used to be little bus station we used to call them Victoria Square. The pub called Albert, which is on the side now. It used to be a main road. They call them a railway street, which you go down right up to the traffic light. And that Victoria cinema they call Victoria Square. And it used to be a big roundabout by the Victoria Hotel. It used to be called. The buses turn there, go to Darlaston, go to Willenhall. It used to be called, where the bus station is, Ring Road is behind the bus station. That used to be called St James Square. It's not there anymore.
Right.
So is the college there for you call them old adult people for college there used to be in the back. The university used to be only not a university here before, but they call it Wolfrona College used to call them or something. Since Wolverhampton changed complete since
you first came here.
Yeah, I mean in the Molyneux used to be a wooden planks where you can see the match. It was a wooden plank. I used to take my son to see the football. He followed the Liverpool. When any time Liverpool come here, he wanted to see the match, and I used to take him 3 shillings 9 pence for a stall to stand. And there's a wooden bench there, and the street come from the side. That's why they call it Molyneux Street. He's come from the side on the angle way. There's a Red Cross Street. It's a football ground is like this in the middle, and he's come right up to the top. I mean the town hall there. The civic centre. He built one where used to be buses parked from front of the church. The church with the civic hall with all the parking space. The pub on the corner, there was a street there. We used to park the buses there. It used to be old market. All the vegetable market was there, and a big car park front of the town hall, where the civic centre now. There was a car park there, and a vegetable market on the side. You go in the morning, all the lorries full of stuff parked there, and we parked the bus in Wolfrona Street on the side street there where all the buses start. And so Wolverhampton, if you'll picture in Wolverhampton, completely change.
What do you think your contribution has been to Wolverhampton?
Well, since I live in Wolverhampton, the contribution to me is these buses, Wolverhampton buses used to belong to the corporation before. When I started, these buses belong to Wolverhampton Corporation, the green and yellow. My contribution to Wolverhampton is just give a service and pay my generator to them. And because working all the time, never, that's only, or whatever the service I give to the public.
Mhm.
That's the contribution to Wolverhampton. And I work in the police for 3 years as a what they call them, a special constable. That's contribution as well, because I didn't get paid for that, because when you do the special,
Mhm.
you only get your allowances, and always have interest in Wolverhampton. Even now, if I see something where make an improvement, like where our buses can easily get through and make a more service better to the public, I give my suggestion to my superior. So that's kind of always, I think, is Wolverhampton is my own town now. That's kind of contribution I think about, because living long enough here, I like Wolverhampton. So this is a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for meeting with me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.